the next day I resigned. People are like, what? So before I officially left the organization and set up my company, I had my first client. Hi everyone, my name is Viran and welcome to my channel. My name is Viran Yılancıoğlu. I'm a professional leadership and executive coach, coach trainer, and coaching supervisor. I've been doing this for almost 15 years now, and I thought, why not join YouTube and share my experience and knowledge with people who is more curious about coaching, or maybe people who wants to become a coach. So here I am, this is my first video. Of course, before becoming a coach, I had prior experience, right? I didn't start my career as a coach. Before starting as a coach, I was working in corporate for almost 15 years in finance and pharmaceutical sector. I started in retail banking, would you guess? But then I switched to HR, and I worked quite a long time in the same bank for almost 10 years, I guess. But even though I started my role back in my 20s, I was getting promotions, I was performing very well, I was switching responsibilities and departments, but something was missing. By the age of 27, I got married and I was working a lot. No work-life balance. I was working until midnight, and back in that time there was no such thing as hybrid working, or working from home. So I was at the office until midnight during the weekends, and I started to, of course, question my life. I got married. Why did I get married? Because I have no time to spend with my husband, with my loved ones, with my family. So I was like, there should be more to life than this. And because I was in the HR, specifically in a learning and development department, I had the privilege to work with a lot of coaches to provide coaching internally in the organization. And I was also delivering some trainings about communication, leadership, and sales. So I decided to work with a coach myself as well to identify what is wrong, because, I had everything, but I was not fulfilled. I was not happy. I was questioning my life. I was like, what is next? Is it going to be the same all my life? I started working with a coach, and what I discovered was my values, the way that I want to live my life, the things that I want to create in life was not aligned with the organization's values or the way of working. And actually, I also noticed the corporate life was not for me. I'm not against corporate life, don't get me wrong. Some people love it and enjoy it. I don't. I'm not part of that working style. I love working flexible. I love being creative. I love pushing my boundaries and limits in terms of creativity. I love spending a lot of time with people and supporting them, but also I like my freedom. So these were the things that I couldn't find in corporate environment. So I made my plan before I quit corporate and set up my own business. I had to gain some more experience in different industries and also complete all of my training as a coach. So I made my plan. I switched jobs. I started in a pharmaceutical company as a head of L&D and worked there almost 3 years. And from the day that I started my job, I was very open with the organization, with the HR director about what I want for my life for the upcoming years. I was very open that I'm not looking for a corporate career, and soon I will be setting up my own business. So because I think I was very honest, they always respected that, and they gave me opportunities within the organization to do more training delivery about leadership and also do more internal coaching. They sent me to a lot of train-the-trainer programs, visual training, training design programs, and also from my own pocket, I paid for an accredited coach training course. By the time I finished my coach training program, I was still working in corporate. I completed my 100 hours of coaching as a side hustle. And then I got my accreditation from the International Coach Federation, ICF. I got my accreditation when I was still working in corporate. And then one day, I had a conflict with one of my colleagues, my peers. And that night I sat down and thought about, okay, I'm very stressed. I am sad over someone else's behavior towards me. And I have to go there and work with that person. And is it the right thing to do? Right? Because that is not my dream, right? Continue climbing that corporate ladder. So I want to set up my business. Maybe it's the right time. Instead of stressing out over someone else's behaviors, I would prefer to be stressed out about my own clients for my own business and earning money or not, right? And this is something that I can control, to find clients, to set up my business, to do a good job, to do the marketing and deliver great results. These are the things that I can control. So it would be better to stress out about the things that I can control, right? The next day I resigned. Long story. And it was very interesting because no one was surprised, because from the beginning they knew that what I wanted to do in my life. And interestingly, a week after I resigned, the HR director approached me and said, look, you're delivering great results, you're delivering great trainings, leadership trainings, you're doing a really good job. We want you to continue doing this for us. So we want to be your first client. We were like, what? I was like, what? You're serious? So before I officially left the organization and set up my company, I had my first client. I think there was a lot of things accumulated, and that is why they offered me that opportunity, and which was good. April 2015, I quit my job, set up my own company, started to deliver leadership trainings for other clients as well, and started to collaborate with other training companies as an associate or as a project partner, as well as building my own client network. So it was not just delivering trainings, because I was also an accredited coach. I started to coach leaders, because leadership coaching and executive coaching is one of my passions. I know how much time we spend at workplace, right? And that time needs to be a good time. But the culture in the organizations are created by the leaders. If the leaders are really good leaders, then we will be happy employees. There will be more happy employees in the world, right? That is why I like working with leaders and supporting them to perform their potential, to be great leaders. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I do sometimes still do life coaching as well. That is another story for another time. What else do I do since 2015? We, as a family, we moved to London from Istanbul. We've been living in London now for almost 7 years. And we built a family. I now have a son, 7 years old, and we have a dog living with us. So we are a family of 4. I'm still doing my favorite job in the world, supporting leaders, supporting individuals to reach their potential. And I am also delivering coach training programs through a company that is called TPC Leadership. All of the training programs that I deliver, coach training programs that I deliver, are either ICF accredited or EMCC accredited. I believe in accredited coach training programs in my heart, because accreditation brings quality assurance to the profession. Everyone says today, I'm a coach, right? But what is the experience? What is the education? How did you get that qualification, right? A lot of people out there giving advice to other people without proper education, without knowing nothing about psychology or human behavior. And then we know the results, right? So I think it's really important to work with an accredited or credentialed coach who has gone through all this education, psychological education, learned the tools and the techniques, developed all the skills about communication, about coaching. So yeah, that is why my trainings that I deliver in TPC leadership are always accredited. So what else do I do? There was a long cherished dream of mine to create a coaching community. And to accomplish that dream, I launched something called Coach Cafe. It is a community, it's a membership program for coaches, for trained coaches. So if you would like to learn more about that, just send me a DM or leave me a comment. I'll tell you more about that. And I also do coaching supervision. For the last 3 years, I'm also working as a coaching supervisor. What that means is like coaches need coaches. Coaches need coaches who are more experienced. They need coaches to reflect on the quality of their own coaching. So it is a process of, quality assurance, but at the same time, continuous development and also self-care for the coach. So we can talk about coaching supervision in another video. But this is me in a nutshell. I'm planning to share all of my experience, all of my knowledge, all of my story with the people who wants to become a coach, who wants to learn coaching, because I believe in my heart, coaching is a life skill. You don't have to be a coach, but the skills that you learn through coaching is life-changing. Changes your relationship with yourself and with others. If you are curious and want to learn more, stay around. And if you want to support me, like the video, subscribe, and also send me a message. I would be happy to hear from you. Thank you for watching me. See you next week.